James Cameron introduced the world to the concept of SKYNET. Now the Terminator man says he's no fan of generative AI, and especially not in Avatar. There's just one huge problem. It turns out that James Cameron is on the board of a major AI video maker. Today we'll tell you how this is going to shake out in Hollywood and why exactly the execs, the studios, even the actors are now freaking out about AI in a way they were not 2 years before. Hello, folks. Welcome in, one and all. This is a friendly place to be where we deliver up the news you need to know about entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we do every single day with a glee, with a zeal. And yes, you know the line, even the Hollyweirds can feel. Folks, if we have not yet earned your subscription, we're working hard at it every single day. Click the like button and we'll get on our way back to Pandora. He made SKYNET, but he's not interested yet in putting AI actors in his stuff. We'll tell you why this is actually more fascinating than you might first believe. Variety says from Zach Sharf, James Cameron banned generative AI use in Avatar: Fire and Ash. We honor and celebrate actors. We don't replace actors. Now, you'll notice that there's a switcherooski here in the headline even. And why is the switcherooski there in the Hollywood trade? I don't know yet. We'll explore it. But James Cameron may have banned generative AI use in Avatar. I don't know if he did or not. But I know that his quote talks about replacing actors, not banning AI from films and making backgrounds and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you just a second why that's a very strange thing. Because guess what, folks? It turns out James Cameron is behind AI in a big, big way. But they won't say that here in the article. James Cameron wants moviegoers to know before Avatar: Fire and Ash opens in theaters worldwide that no generative AI was used in the making of the sequel. Speaking to comicbook.com, and I'm going to give kudos to comicbook.com. And I'm going to say this too. We're reaching a point now where the Hollywood trades are having to go to new websites to get the scoops because the Hollywood trades somehow are not getting them. I think it's because the readership has gone away. Speaking to comicbook.com, the Oscar winner said he was speaking out on the matter not because he has a vendetta against generative AI. Well, he better not. He's a big-time stakeholder in it. But because he has an issue with people thinking anything but real human actors were used to bring the Avatar characters to life via performance capture technology. Now, of all the movies that I've ever thought about having human actors, Avatar is not one of those that I thought, boy, I hope those are really humans. You know, same thing with the Banshees. I mean, 98% of these movies is not human at all, right? It's up there with the Lion King, live action remakes, live action in heavy italics there. So, it's never been a real issue to me on this one, but maybe for him it is. Cameron and his Avatar actors have spent decades trying to show the industry just how real the performances are in the franchise. Zoe Saldana, who plays Neytiri in the Avatar movies, told Beyond Noise earlier this year that performance capture is the most empowering form of acting. It gives us the credit, the ability to own 100% of our performance on screen. Okay, so the whole thing is about, no, we didn't use AI. We didn't use AI. And I think it's a defense to stop protests or people saying, no, I don't want to go. He's using AI or whatever. I think they believe that there are enough people out there who would be against it, and they're trying to save the box office here a little bit. But I just want everybody to know, I think they're going a little too far here with Variety, because if you go back Variety again to 2024, James Cameron joins Stability AI board of directors. Now, why would James Cameron be pushing AI in movies and suddenly say, oh, no, we would never use that? Going back to 2024, James Cameron has joined the board of directors of Stability AI, bringing his expertise as an artistic and tech visionary to the Gen AI innovator. When I go down here and get his quote real quick, let's see. We'll take the one from Stability AI CEO Prem Akkaraju, who says James Cameron lives in the future and waits for the rest of us to catch up. Stability AI's mission is to transform visual media for the next century by giving creators a full stack AI pipeline to bring their ideas to life. Yada, 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 yada. In other words, it's all about AI in Hollywood. James Cameron is on the board. Suddenly they're saying, oh no, James Cameron totally didn't use any AI to make Avatar. Let me explain why they're doing this real quick, folks. We're going to get the panel in on this one. This is what it's about. I'm going to play this in just a second. I want you to see this because every time we talk about AI and how it's about to utterly transform Hollywood, people don't understand what it is we're talking about completely. And this video I found 100% shows why Hollywood is freaking out and why James Cameron joining an AI board last year was kind of cute and quaint to them, and it's not that way anymore. On the left is going to be a video of the best that AI could do with making it look like Will Smith is eating spaghetti. 2 years later is what it's doing today, and here's where I want you to think, folks. In your mind, I want you to put a third one to the right side, and I want you to imagine 2027. If we went from there to here, where are we going to be very soon? And what does that mean for Hollywood? Because their movies take at least 2 years to make, and they're going to be going up against this stuff. Here's the video. So, on the left is the best that AI could do, and this is why Hollywood had no fear. Absolutely no fear of this at all. It was ridiculous, it was silly, it was grotesque. They had no fear of this. And on the right is where we are today. It has progressed far faster than they ever had to worry about. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. When James Cameron started making the last Avatar, we were in 2022, 2023. This message they're putting out now is not so much about this Avatar as it is about the next movies. Because they're terrified that AI is going to come and wipe them out. Panel, we'll let this play a little bit longer. Your thoughts on where this is gone, where it's going. And I think we're at the edge of a Hollywood that's completely remade in ways they can't even fathom. Your thoughts on this one?
I think this is an unsettling video on the left for one reason, and it's unsettling on the right for a completely different reason. You know, I recently had a run-in with I had a disagreement with an artificial intelligence. I had to call a number, and whatever was speaking to me, it was artificial intelligence, and was trying to, like, they had added in call center sounds in the background, and they tried to. They had other people talking as if to give the illusion that I was calling into a busy workplace when it was literally just me and a computer chatting. And I said, and at the moment that I realized it was not something that had any human interaction on any level, it degraded the entire thing. Politeness is gone. My respect for what was being said was a zero. All of a sudden, you know, when there's a mistake, it's me correcting a machine that's not giving me what I want, as opposed to the human element. So when I see this thing on the right, I mean, it's Will Smith eating spaghetti. I don't want to overstate what the intention is here, other than to flex on how good the quality is. It's still weird. But if someone generates AI slop and says, look at how artistic this is. Okay, I'll get the example of the two Home Alone actors. It's not two Home Alone actors. It's Macaulay Culkin as a kid hugging Macaulay Culkin as an adult. And it's unsettling, and I hate it because it's not human. It's fake sentiment produced by a machine, even though that's obviously influenced by a human at some point. And then the video goes on to, like, people I did not care were in Home Alone doing the same thing, the grown-up version of them there. I didn't like the term AI slop several weeks ago, but the more I see people being like, oh, look what I did. And it's not like intended for a joke. It's meant to evoke emotion using artificial intelligence. I'm really, really disliking it. Also, I'm hacked off about the fact that I got put on a phone call with an artificial intelligence and was forced to talk to a computer that was really not going to give me what I want. So
I think part of what this is if we go back and we look at this video, you know, I've told people that AI is improving, you know, video gen is going up like 8 times over in a year. And it's going over like 100 times in 5 years. Now, you imagine, you go back and you say, okay, well, what if cars went 100 times faster and 100 times faster, 100 times faster, 100 times safer, 100 times more efficient in 5 years? Well, the automobile industry would be completely transformed in ways we can't even imagine. Yet that's what we're seeing in AI. No other industry is doing this. So you're getting a 100x in 5 years improvement. And I think we're looking at where we are right now. and this is going faster than society can adapt to. And that's the problem, right? Is that we need legislation and we need to like absorb where we are. And in 2 months, we're going to have something that already blows away the thing that we couldn't yet wrap our heads around. And that's the paradigm shift we're in. And Hollywood is facing that as well. What does Hollywood do? What does James Cameron do if the Avatar visuals that he's so proud of and he's spending hundreds of millions of dollars on, if in 3 years a kid in the basement can make them? And you got to start considering this because you look at 23 on this video versus 25 and you go, okay, might be a lot of James Camerons around the world doing this stuff in a few years.
Well, the visuals are good. Man, that 2023, I literally have a window up on up above my web browser so I can't look at it. But you know, the visuals are good, but once it defeats the uncanny valley, because we all intrinsically know that something's off. Something's weird, something, you know, like what happened to the rest of spaghetti on the 2025 side when he eats it. Like it just kind of something's off. We're all picking up. Once they can kind of defeat that, then there's a problem. We can make it look as realistic as possible, but can we make everything around it realistic? Can we make the letters show up right? Can we make, you know, and I think there's quite a bit to go on that end to defeat the uncanny valley, but I think that is what Hollywood is waiting for, is for that hurdle to be taken over properly. I think they're terrified of that though, Mo, because I think Hollywood knows once it surpasses that, the average person suddenly has better tools than Hollywood ever dreamed of. Right. And I think they are planning for that. And I think, you know, James Cameron is doing what any sane person would. If you got the chips, put them all out on the table, put them in every segment you can to plan for the future. And if I remember correctly, because I think I've read through the article, I believe he says he is not going to use it. Not that he's like, he does the Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, y'all use AI. AI is fine, but not that there's anything wrong with it. I don't use it in my movie, but you can use it. It basically was the tone of what he said. But you know, he's just backing both horses. He's doing traditional and he's doing AI, and he's just going to see which one wins.
And for now, it's prudent from a public relations standpoint to say no AI in Avatar. You got to come see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can we bring up that video again?
Are you a masochist? No. Look at Mo. Look at the suffering this man has been through.
Well, I want to make a point. It's like, one of the interesting things about the not good AI is that it actually opens up some storytelling opportunities. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen, what you have is a man eating a plate of spaghetti. What you have on the left-hand side of the screen is a desperate hero trying to stop reality from collapsing because he must eat the spaghetti. This actually gives writers a tool to figure out what is our plot here. Look at this.
You know what's amazing about the one on the right, though, and how far we've come? It's not just that AI has reached a point where it looks realistic. That would be impressive enough because, I mean, look how long it took us to go from, 8-bit graphics to what we have today in video games. You know, to get to the point that we could do anything that was approaching photorealism in video games like 2 to 3 decades. You got to go back to, going from Asteroids and Pac-Man all the way up to where we are. This did it in 2 years to go from something that was disturbing. And not only did it get photorealism right, it's getting the gestures and the facial expressions of Will Smith. Like, I'm afraid he might slap the spaghetti at any moment. So it actually went beyond what it had to do. And it's very Will Smith-esque as it eats pasta. It's how I would imagine. See, like the little head nod and the smile? It got it. So Nat, I think they're worried deeply about, what this means for Hollywood. I think it disrupts Hollywood completely.
There is... sorry, go ahead, Nat.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, when he's slurping the spaghetti, there's a small problem with his cheeks and his jaw, but it's hard to notice if it's going by quick. You only notice it on repeat.
Right, and where will it be in 2 years, right? Go ahead, Nat.
Oh, no, I was going to say, specifically for James Cameron with Avatar, first, I haven't really met anyone that likes Avatar. Everybody or loves Avatar. Everybody just went to go see it because it was this technological marvel. But now people, and there was a lot of work put into it, and how are we going to do it, and the mocap, and this, and that, and the graphics. But now that's so easy that, I mean, maybe not right now, but in a year, I keep seeing these interviews with people that research AI and that are warning also about AI, saying that maybe not this year or the next, but by then, it will actually be a problem just in general for society and figuring out how we're going to live with the damn thing. But then for James Cameron, he has to back both horses, because he has to say, well, now I'm going to use it to improve it in my way. But at the same time, it erased almost, in a way, all the work that was done for Avatar, and all the praise, in a way, as well, of all the technological innovation that was made for that movie. So I guess it's bittersweet for him as well, but I wouldn't go see it if it was made with AI. And it looks like it could be made with AI as well. Like the first
Nat,
one as well.
I'm very jealous of my grandparents' generation. I don't know if you are, Nat, but we would hand them a remote control to the television, and they would like fiddle with it. I don't know if if that's a phrase people use today, but now I'm thinking about grandparents. I'm going back in time in my language as well. They would fiddle around with the darn remote, right? They'd punch the button and try to figure out, and they'd hand it to a kid and be like, I can't figure it out. You figure it out. Man, I would love to have the speed of technology be that I can't figure the TV remote out. Now it's like every month we've got some sort of, reality bending discovery or progress that's happened in AI.
Right.
And it's speeding up. So I feel like an old fogey now, and I'm trying to stay at the edge of this thing. And every month, there's some new software that eclipsed the last one. And you're like, okay, we got to use this one now. And I'm looking at this, and it would take us, the technology we are where we are would take us 10 years to fully adopt and maximize and figure it out and figure out the ethics of it. And in 2 months, it's going to wipe out where we are now, is the speed we're going.
There's an interesting joke that it's a atheism versus theism joke, but it kind of applies to AI. There's a challenge between scientists and God, and they try to figure out, scientists have finally figured out how to create man from dirt. And God says, okay, well, let's do it. Let's have a bake-off. And God says, okay, poof, he's made man from dirt. So the scientist reached down and he picks up the dirt and says, no, get your own dirt.
Right.
That's the problem with AI at this point, is it's copying the existing works. So it's not really truly generating something. It's reproducing, it's resynthesizing what's existing there. Now, you can say that that's the same thing that happens, with Star Wars is really, Hidden Fortress or something like that. I think we're going to have an issue here that comes up with the nature of how much personhood do we give AI, how much do we allow it to copy, and who gets the lawsuit here? Is it Ragu or is it Will Smith? I don't know.
Well, it might be Prego, but keep that spaghetti out of his mouth or out of your mouth. That's the lesson here. James Cameron, serving on the board of AI generative stuff, wants to do that, wants to bring it to Hollywood. But for this movie, for this time alone, saying no. And I'm here to tell you, folks, I don't think it's about this movie. I think it's about the next movies, because this is moving faster than Hollywood can keep up with. And for better or worse, everyone is about to have tools more powerful than Hollywood ever had any concept of. And instead of spending millions of dollars, you're going to have those tools for $10 or $15 a month on a subscription. It's a different world ahead. Folks, it's time to bid you adieu, but we hope that you will help us anew. And that is, we're only asking you click that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, have you gone the way of thatparkplace.com? www.thatparkplace.com. It's the website that if you're not yet bookmarked to, well, you should be. A bastion of truth and knowledge when it comes to entertainment and everything that's going on. Go check it out today, folks. We would love to have you over there as well. All right, we are getting ready to head out, but do not fret, for we will put out 4 more videos tomorrow, so long as the good Lord allows. And we believe that probably, just might, happen. All right, until the next time we get to share time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.